Who's coming?
The dark.
In 2040, a spacecraft called Event Horizon launched to explore boundaries of the solar system. Then it vanished during its very first mission beyond the 8th planet, Neptune. It is the worst space disaster on record. In 2047, another spaceship called Lewis and Clark was launched for a rescue mission. A rescue team, accompanied by the ship's original designer, Dr. William Weir, was dispatched to uncover what happened. Weir is called to report to Lewis and Clark in Docking Bay 4. Meanwhile, in the control room, the others are working.
Wait, why can't we go to Mars, Captain?
That's right. Neptune, there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
Someone drops the ball, we get the call. Now, Mr. Justin,
Everything's green on my screen, Skipper.
start your countdown now.
Let's go.
Smith, you follow me.
Yes, ma'am.
Ion drive in 10 minutes.
Ooh, it's time to play Spam in the Can.
I don't want to take up any
Doctor,
more.
if you'll just follow the rest of the crew to the grav tanks, we're almost underway.
You stand right here. Don't worry about him. He just loves having complete strangers on his ship. DJ?
Ion drive fires. You'll be taking about 30 G's. Claustrophobic? Very.
While Weir is in the stasis pod, he hears Claire's voice calling for him. He woke up, shocked. He got out of the pod and looked around. He keeps hearing her voice and followed it to the control room. He then found her frozen body.
I'm so cold. I'm waiting.
Okay, Dr. Weir, let's get you.
I'm fine.
Come on, take it easy.
Fine. Okay.
You're going to experience a little disorientation, you understand?
I'm all right now, thank you. Would you like some coffee?
Why aren't you on the bridge?
Do you mind if I get dressed first?
Let's go, people. We have a job to do.
The crew gathered in the briefing room. Captain Miller led the team, joined by Lieutenant Stark, Pilot Smith, Engineer Justin, Medic Peters, Technician Cooper, and Dr. DJ. Dr. Weir was there to explain the true nature of the Event Horizon. He revealed that the ship wasn't designed for conventional travel. It used an experimental gravity drive to fold space, opening a dimensional bridge that allowed instant movement between distant points in the universe.
Allows it to jump instantaneously from one point of the universe to another light years away. Fold space-time consistent with Weyl tensor dynamics, and you produce a singularity. Now, a singularity,
Layman's terms.
point A and point B coexist in the same space and time. Space returns to normal. It's called a gravity drive.
So if the ship didn't blow up, then what happened?
Vanished without a trace. Until now.
Weir then played a recording recovered from the Event Horizon. The sound filled the room with chaotic screams and distorted voices. Among the noise, one faint cry stood out. DJ listened carefully and translated the Latin phrase whispering through the static, "Save me."
Save me.
Crossing the horizon. Optimum approach angle is 14 degrees.
Vector negative, 14 degrees.
We have a lock on. Event Horizon's navigation beacon. Very heavy chop, sir.
Bring us in nice and tight, Mr. Smith.
Sir?
Range!
10,000 meters and closing, sir.
Event Horizon, do you read?
Dr. Weir! Stark, anybody home? Where is it?
The scope is lit! It's right in front of us!
900! 800! Stark!
Right there!
There she is.
The hull shook under the storm's force until they finally caught sight of the Event Horizon, looming dark and silent ahead. Under Dr. Weir's guidance, Pilot Smith maneuvered the vessel toward the main airlock and successfully docked. The turbulence ceased. Lieutenant Stark ran diagnostics and reported that the Event Horizon was in a state of deep freeze, with no heat, no gravity, and no sign of life. Stark then encountered a problem with the scan. She is picking up traces of life forms, but she can't find their exact location. The readings are all over the ship. Following this, Miller decided to search for the survivors room by room. He assembled a small team, Peters, Justin, and himself, to board the derelict ship.
Anything gets funky, Cooper?
I'll be on it.
Video feed is clear.
We are crossing the umbilicus, making our approach to the event horizon. Magnetic boots on. We got ice crystals everywhere.
As they explored, they discovered a series of demolition charges fixed along the hull. When Miller questioned Weir about them, he explained they were meant to separate the main deck and lifeboats from the engine section if something went wrong. They split up to cover more ground.
Miller, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I think I've reached the door to the first containment, Dr. Weir. What the hell is this place, Dr. Weir? Looks like a meat grinder to me. Coolant levels on reserve, but well within the safety line.
Peters headed toward the bridge. She went to retrieve the ship's log device, but as she turned, she found herself face to face with a floating, eyeless corpse. Her scream echoed through both ships, sending a chill through everyone listening on the Lewis and Clark.
Corpsicle.
Man, I'm getting some really strange readings in here. Let me see if I can get some power up.
That's the core, the gravity drive, the heart of the ship.
Before Justin could respond, a sudden burst of light filled the room, cutting his communication completely. Stark tried to reach him, but the channel was dead. The sphere shifted, its rings locking into place as the glow intensified. Justin, disoriented and nearly blinded, watched as the drive opened into what looked like a swirling gateway. Against every instinct, he reached out, and something from inside pulled him in. An enormous shockwave erupted from the drive, tearing through the Lewis and Clark and crippling its systems. Cooper immediately launched himself toward the event horizon to retrieve Justin.
This is Miller. Can anybody hear me?
Emergency! We've lost the starboard baffle! The hull's been breached!
Here it comes. Hold on, baby bear. I got you. I can hold this. Hold on.
We've lost the starboard baffle and the hull's been breached! There are 280 liters of gas left, sir!
I want all personnel on board the event horizon pronto.
With their ship venting air, Captain Miller ordered everyone to abandon it and regroup aboard the event horizon. Smith stayed behind in a suit, trying desperately to stabilize the damaged vessel. Cooper managed to drag Justin out of the drive chamber, while Peters activated the ship's gravity field. The rest of the crew settled uneasily into the derelict vessel, calculating that their remaining oxygen would last only 20 hours unless the Lewis and Clark could be repaired.
Captain Miller, do you copy? Over.
I copy, Mr. Smith. How's my ship? Negative. 20 hours, we run out of air.
Understood, sir.
What happened here, Doctor?
DJ and Peters tended to Justin, who lay unresponsive, staring blankly ahead. Cooper recounted what he had seen, insisting the gate had actually opened. Weir dismissed it as impossible, but the tension between them quickly grew. Sensing Weir was holding back, Miller pressed him for the truth.
I believe he saw something.
But maybe he saw an optical effect caused by gravitational distortion.
Gravitational distortion. What could create that, Doctor?
It could distort space-time. It could make Justin seem to disappear.
What's in the core, Doctor?
Reluctantly, Weir led Miller and Stark back to the core. There he admitted that when the rings aligned, the drive created an artificial black hole, a gateway meant to connect 2 points in space instantly.
Lieutenant, I want this room sealed off. Second containment from here on in is off limits.
Yes.
Doctor, my ship is in pieces and one of my crewmen may not make it home alive.
Elsewhere, Peters was alone in the medical bay when she heard a strange sound. Thinking it was DJ, she checked her communicator, but he told her he was nowhere nearby. The voice called again, leading her to a covered container. When she pulled back the cloth, she was horrified to see the image of her injured son lying inside, wounds on his legs, just as she remembered from home.
Peters!
What is it? You right? He was out there so long, I thought you were trying to break my record.
The crew gathered in the Event Horizon's mess hall to review the video log Peters had recovered from the bridge. At first, the recording seemed routine, footage of the original crew preparing for the jump, but as it played, the images warped and dissolved into chaos. Faces twisted, screams overlapped, and the screen became a blur of violence. Peters promised she would try to clean up the video to see what really happened.
It's a power drain.
It's the core. Justin, can you hear me?
Please, come on.
Who's coming?
The dark.
I've got some problems here!
Be with me. Forever.
The crew regrouped to discuss their experiences. Most admitted they had seen or heard things that shouldn't exist. Weir insisted the visions were only hallucinations caused by stress, but no one believed him. Peters then told them she also saw something.
Traumatized by seeing the body of
Excuse me, no!
I felt heat. This is not something that's in our heads.
The argument escalated until DJ, seemingly without full control of himself, held a surgical tool against Smith's neck to stop the fight. His expression was blank, almost trance-like. Miller intervened, forcing Smith to back down and sending him to continue repairs on their crippled ship.
No, don't you have anything useful to tell me, Lieutenant?
I think that there's a connection between the readings and the hallucinations.
The ship brought back something with it, a life force of some kind.
No, what I want, Lieutenant, is to survive the next 10 hours.
At that moment, Justin suddenly snapped out of his catatonic state. Peters saw that he was not where he was and started calling for him. Soon, a loud thumping sound starts to come from a room. Shocked, she ran back to where the others were. Trembling, she tried to explain what happened.
All right? I didn't hear anything. Neither of us heard anything, so just calm down, right?
Stop him!
Our current environment, Dr. Weir's self-control is an asset.
Justin, open the door! Can you shut it down?
I'll try.
Open this door, now!
Justin?
Did you hear it?
Do you know what it is?
It shows you things. The dark inside me.
Come on, open the door!
What's happening?
You stay with me, Justin. Come on, now open that door. Open the door. Go for that button. Come on.
Second delay.
Suddenly, Justin got back to himself and started begging the others to open the door for him, but there was nothing they could do for him. He got blown into space and started bleeding, but Miller managed to pull Justin back just in time, saving him from dying. The crew quickly placed him in stasis to stabilize his condition.
Stop the bleeding. Stabilize them best I can.
Peters, we've got to find out what happened to the other crew before the same thing happens to us.
Justin said something about the dark inside me.
I don't think it means anything.
Miller confronted Weir, demanding to know what is happening. He asked where the event horizon had been during the 7 years it was missing. Weir insisted he didn't know, but Miller remained unconvinced. Weir asked Miller to give him time until he figured things out, but they don't have time. As Miller moved through the dark corridors, he suddenly heard a faint cry for help.
For God's sake! Help me!
It's just in your head.
After this, he told DJ that he thought he'd seen Korik, an old crewmate he'd been forced to leave behind on a past mission. The memory haunted him, and he admitted that something about the ship felt deeply wrong. DJ told him he had reanalyzed the earlier transmission. What they thought was, "save me," turned out to be something far more disturbing. The Latin phrase actually meant, "save yourself from hell."
This ship has been beyond the boundaries of our universe.
You don't believe in that kind of stuff, do you?
Whatever it is, Coop, it better be good.
Yes, sir. Ready to repressurize the clock and get the hell out of here. We're still venting trace gases. Give me about 20 minutes to plug the hole.
Peters finally managed to clean up the recovered footage. The crew gathered to watch, and what they saw was horrifying. The original crew of the Event Horizon had descended into madness, tearing themselves apart in a frenzy of violence. The captain appeared on screen, holding his own eyeballs in his hands, whispering the same words DJ had translated, "Save yourself from hell." Shaken, Miller immediately ordered the team to abandon the ship. Weir protested, insisting they couldn't just leave, but Miller reminded him their mission was over. There was no one left to rescue. He then instructed Stark to download all remaining data from the Event Horizon and told DJ to prepare Justin and Peters to move the CO2 scrubbers back to the Lewis and Clark so they could make their escape.
You just get your gear and get back on the Lewis and Clark, Doctor, or you'll find yourself walking.
It's pretty freaking me out.
Yeah, you want to breathe on the way home,
I don't! Let's go!
Peters and Smith finished collecting the oxygen tanks and prepared to head back, but Peters hesitated near the core chamber. Something about it seemed to draw her in. As she stood there, she caught sight of a small figure down the corridor. It was her son. Overcome with emotion, she ran toward him, desperate to hold him again. But when she reached the edge of the platform, the image vanished. Peters stepped into empty air and plummeted to her death. Moments later, Weir arrived and froze at the sight of her body. Before he could react, he heard a familiar voice calling his name. Suddenly, he was no longer in the corridor, but in a bathroom from his past. His wife stood before the mirror preparing for a bath. He pleaded with her to stop, knowing what was about to happen, but she didn't respond. She slipped into the tub and ended it for herself again before his eyes.
Give me a second to collect my tools, and we can get out of Dodge.
Dr. Weir! Dr. Weir, get your ass back on board now! Weir!
I've just seen Weir messing around on the Clark, sir.
Stand by, Smitty. I want to check something out.
Miller realized one of the explosive charges was missing. He shouted for Smith to evacuate, but Smith ignored the warning and searched for the bomb. He found it seconds too late. The explosion tore through the Lewis and Clark, killing Smith instantly and blasting Cooper into open space, sending him spinning helplessly away from the wreckage. Against all odds, Cooper survived the explosion. Spinning through space, he released the air from his damaged tank, using it as makeshift propulsion to push himself back toward the event horizon.
What was that?
Clark's gone. Careful, DJ.
And shaken, Miller armed himself and began searching for Weir. In one of the chambers, he found Stark unconscious and lifted her to safety. Then he saw him, Weir standing in the shadows, his eyelids grotesquely sewn shut. Weir spoke in a calm tone.
I created the event horizon to reach the stars. She tore a hole in our universe. The gateway, she was alive.
Your beautiful ship killed its crew, Doctor.
Before Miller could react, Weir activated the gravity drive again. The core began to spin and glow, the rings aligning for another jump. Stark suddenly regained consciousness and tried to stop him, but Weir struck her down effortlessly. At that moment, Cooper crashed back into the ship from outside. The sudden noise distracted Weir, who turned and fired his weapon toward the sound. The blast shattered the glass around him, and the pressure drop tore him from the deck, dragging him violently out into space. Miller and Stark managed to reunite with Cooper, who had miraculously made his way back onto the event horizon. With time running out, Miller laid out his final plan. He intended to blow the central corridor, separating the ship's gravity drive, the core, from the living quarters. This would destroy the part of the ship that had been corrupted while keeping the rest intact long enough for them to survive.
Gateway opening in T-minus 5 minutes. Beacon activated. Detonating corridor is now.
Miller, can you hear me?
You let me burn! You left me behind.
Miller once again faced Korik, but the figure suddenly changed. It was Weir, somehow alive again, twisted and inhuman. Miller fought back, but Weir overpowered him and forced him to see what the event horizon had truly become. Through the visions that flooded his mind, Miller understood it clearly now. The ship hadn't traveled through space, but through a dimension of chaos and torment.
You take me, you leave them alone.
No. You are all coming with me.
You see?
Summoning the last of his strength, Miller triggered the detonator, sacrificing himself to destroy the drive and send the corrupted half of the ship back into the black hole. The explosion tore the vessel apart, saving Stark, Cooper, and the still unconscious Justin in the forward section. 72 days later, a rescue team boarded the wreckage drifting near Neptune. They found the surviving crew still in stasis. When Stark was revived, she saw one of the rescuers approach, but it wasn't a rescuer at all. It was Weir, smiling at her through bloodless eyes. She screamed in terror and suddenly woke up, realizing it had only been a nightmare. Cooper and the real rescue team tried to calm her down. Did this story spook you out? Let us know in the comments below. For more horror movie recaps, subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next one. Fear awaits you.